Transition planning is more than a section of the IEP. It is a coordinated process that prepares students for life after high school. Under IDEA, transition services must support movement to post-secondary education, employment, and independent living through measurable goals, aligned services, and intentional planning. Today, we will review the required components and compliance expectations to ensure our transition plans meet federal and state requirements and truly support student success. Transition planning must begin no later than the first IEP in effect, when a student turns 16 or earlier if appropriate, and must be reviewed annually. In Georgia, transition planning also aligns with the Bridge Act and individual graduation plan to support career awareness and readiness. Every transition plan must include age-appropriate transition assessments documenting strengths, preferences, interests, and needs, measurable post-secondary goals for employment, education, or training, and, when appropriate, independent living, measurable annual transition goals aligned to post-secondary outcomes, transition services and activities to build skills, and course of study aligned to future plans. These elements ensure planning is individualized and actionable. Post-secondary goals must be measurable and describe what the student will do after graduation, not what they hope or plan to do. Teams must ensure a measurable employment goal is documented, a measurable education or training goal is documented, an independent living goal is included when appropriate. These goals must be based on assessment data and reflect the student's strengths, preferences, and interests. Annual transition goals must be measurable and directly support progress toward post-secondary outcomes. Post-secondary goals must clearly be based on age-appropriate transition assessments related to education, training, employment, and independent living. Transition services and activities should provide opportunities for skill development, career exploration, and community engagement. The course of study must outline the multi-year coursework and experiences that prepare the student for post-school outcomes. The student must be invited to the IEP meeting when transition is discussed, and documentation must reflect this invitation. Student voice is critical to meaningful planning and compliance. When outside agencies are likely to provide or pay for services, they must be invited with parent or student consent. Documentation must include evidence that the agency was invited when appropriate, and signed consent prior to the invitation. This ensures coordinated support as students transition to adult services. At least 1 year before the student reaches age 18, the student must be informed of the transfer of rights. At age 18, documentation must reflect that rights have transferred to the student unless guardianship or other arrangements are in place. This step is critical for both compliance and student self-advocacy. Transition plans are reviewed through Indicator 13 monitoring to ensure all required components are present and implemented with fidelity. Strong documentation supports both compliance and positive student outcomes. When transition planning is intentional, collaborative, and compliant, we empower students to move confidently into adulthood.